then when I shared with you the thanks.dev dependency tree, right, and you saw that
Hmm.
Bloomberg is using your open source
Hmm.
projects, how did that make you feel?
I mean, it feels good. It's
Yeah,
like I have enough reach with my projects that it's not surprising.
yeah,
It's but that's sort of, I'm in a somewhat unique position, not unique, but like I'm in a small group of people whose packages are often used as transitive dependencies of applications, but not often used as direct dependencies.
hmm.
So Enzyme and QS are some of the few packages I have where applications choose them, like
Yeah,
Bloomberg chooses them, for example. But then like the majority of my packages are definitely in their graph, but are not necessarily a choice they made. They're a choice that was made by
somebody
someone
else
they
made.
chose,
Yeah,
right? Um, and so the it is always a very good feeling when those transitive dependencies are surfaced to those applications, because then it's like, well, they know that they depend on me,
yeah,
and they may not have realized it before.
yeah,
um, and but yeah, so I think it's less, it's harder to like it's easy to motivate a company to put money into Webpack or Babel or ESLint, because all of those companies choose those products.
yeah,
It's a lot harder to motivate companies to put money into the utility package that all of those three tools use for X, Y, or Z, right?
yeah. Which is your package, right?
Yeah, and it's not
Yeah,
just mine, right?
yeah,
Like Benjamin Lupton has a bunch in that category, and Cindersaurus has a bunch in that category, and there's a few others, right? And
yeah,
it's like, um, yeah, so it's I'm with the GitHub sponsors and with uh, Patreon and Open Collective, you tend to see all of the direct applicate, like companies who have direct dependencies. They get, that's where they get all their like donations, but the transitive dependencies just don't get it very much. And so Tidelift and thanks.dev, and Stackade and stuff are like the only companies that are really doing, like
yeah,
surfacing those transitive dependencies,
yeah.
which is great.
Great. And then in terms of like for you, I guess with Enzyme, it was one of those projects that you were thinking, oh, there's definitely room for me to improve it. There's opportunity there.
Oh yeah.
Now, would I guess for me the question, the clear question is, and it's a question both to yourself and to Bloomberg, right? With thanks.dev
Hmm.
being the catalyst, right? And us sharing this information, how would Bloomberg, do you think, would benefit with you, with the donations that you're getting? How do you think?
I mean, it's hard to tie it to something concrete when it's not attached to a specific project or
Yeah,
like task, right? So in general, it's that like Bloomberg can be assured that whatever percentage of their dependency graph I'm responsible for um, will continue to have the same standards of security and bugs and responsiveness and all those things, bug lack of bugs and responsiveness and all those things, and correctness.
hmm.
Uh, and they might get that for free anyway, but by providing money, they're making sure that they're helping to make sure that I'm not, that I don't burn out on it, that I don't like give up and ignore it, that I don't hand it over to someone who turns out to be not a good actor,
Yeah,
right? They're kind of increasing the decreasing the likelihood that something's going to go wrong.
hmm.
And then as far as it relates to specific tasks, like I could totally see something like any of the funding sites having something that says like, I'm putting in money in general, but here is the thing that I want that money to be like endorsing, not like a bounty, but like I want, we're putting in this money and we want these three issues fixed, like if possible. And you get the money anyway. We're not trying to buy
Yeah,
you to do the issues first, but like we're just trying to communicate what's important to us, because that would be really useful. Because if all of a sudden I ended up with 1,000 people, 1,000 companies, each putting in $20 towards Enzyme, and 80% of them, 60%, even 50% of them said, hey, we really care about this issue, that's going to get my attention,
yeah, yeah,
right? Like, and more importantly, it's going to make it easy for me to block off the time to pay attention to it. because I know then that like it's I'm not doing it for the money, but like it's easy to justify the time because then I can say, well, these people paid, they care about this thing, paid $10,000 in aggregate or $20,000 or whatever the math is, and like so I certainly should be respectful enough to give them that much of my time, and like and I will like it's I know what people are. When there's no money attached, I just have to make a judgment call. But when there's money attached, it's like, yeah, it's just I get to I get to clear space for things.
Yeah.